Assume that everything you've ever been told about everything is an absolute lie, and it's time to start over by taking action, inspired action. This world has been under the thumbs of a Saturnalian death cult for a very long time. And so we're taking pleasure in just mentally understanding just how we have been for the last several thousand years. Are you noticing that there's no sense of empowerment and there's no sense of action? This is all by design. The great ascension is the great reset. This is so dark and so insidious, and it's been going on for so long, and it continues to go on, and it will continue to go on until we start taking action.
RJ, we've been waiting on files from Epstein for a really long time now, and I think you have some insights into why we haven't gotten them and when we might receive them. So could you enlighten us on that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that, and also like the Capitol riots too. We're waiting for that footage and for the mass arrests, right? We're waiting for that. We're waiting for the draining of the swamp as well, right? We're waiting for this great ascension into 5D, right? We're waiting for that as well. Do we see a theme here? Do we see a consistent thread? It's called passivity. It's to make sure that no one takes any action, that it's going to be done for you. Now, don't worry, we're all going to be saved, whether through the government or Project Bluebeam, where we'll start to see ascended masters in the sky. But the most important thing is just to make sure you wait. Okay, don't do anything, don't take any action. Okay, we'll take care of it for you, and it's all coming. Don't worry, it's all on its way. Are we starting to see that this great awakening really isn't it just paving the way for the great reset? Isn't the great awakening really just the great reset? And isn't also this so-called uncovering of all this massive corruption, and by instilling AI and all these different technologies, and by having these different technologies and talking about how corrupt everything is, isn't that just going to completely and utterly have us craving for the ushering in of a new system? Do we now see this? Do we now see that the so-called spiritual community and the alternative media has no idea what they're really talking about, and how they've been either wittingly or unwittingly, they're either in on it, a useful idiot, or both, how they are actually helping this entire thing go on by just talking about it's all happening, don't worry, it's all under control. When I did this video months and months and months ago, when I called out the spiritual community, there's no more waiting around. I haven't agreed to a single interview, and I've been asked. I haven't agreed to a single interview to go back on any one of those shows because I absolutely don't want to do it. It's so inauthentic. I can't do it, and I'll never do it again. So I'm not going to bite my tongue anymore. This is why I do. It's why I did that video, and this is why I do these false awakening classes, because I can actually. These are informational, as everyone knows. My books and my work are all prescriptive. These are informational because everyone needs to have this information, this knowledge, so they can start taking action. Because right now there's no action going on. It's just sit back, wait. Someone will take care of it. The president will take care of it. The military will take care of it. The Galactic Federation will take care of it. Whatever it is. Are you noticing that there's no sense of empowerment and there's no sense of action? This is all by design. The great ascension is the great reset. That's what this is. So if you want to know the truth about this, and that's all I ever have for you is the truth, and what you do with it is up to you. But I feel it's my responsibility to let you know what is really going on. This Saturday, I'm going to be doing False Awakening 4, and we're going to be talking about these things, deconstructing them. It'll be rather obvious what has been happening, what is going on. That's this Saturday, False Awakening 4. Do not miss it.
Now, RJ, a lot of things have been going on recently, right? Like we had the riots in California, you had the, bombing, and then you obviously have like the Epstein stuff. Is all of this orchestrated by the same people? Is it all to serve the same agenda, or is it all different agendas?
Okay, there are various agendas going on. There's multiple agendas going on, and this is why the finite mind has so much trouble with this. They either see it as like it's all good or it's all bad. It's all going in the right direction, it's all going in the wrong direction. That mind, the conditioned mind, the fragmented mind, can't understand that there are simultaneous things happening at the same time, some of which a human being would label as positive, while at the same time, a human being would also label these things negative. And it can't make sense of that. It always sees things as one way or the other, and this is not how it works. So just a simple analogy is that, think of baseball, believe it or not, or football or basketball, it doesn't matter. Just think of baseball. So you have all these teams, right? And they're competing against one another, right? But they're all making money for Major League Baseball. They all really work for Major League Baseball, but they have their own agenda, and they have like their separate owner, but it all is falling under the umbrella of Major League Baseball. So this is kind, as an analogy, this is kind of what we have. We have all these different factions, all these different teams, but they're all under the same umbrella. Let's not be naive. Let's stop with the Democrat, the Republican. Let's stop with this once and for all. There's been a uniparty forever, right? But our conditioned mind sees it one way or another. This is not the truth. Now, what all this stuff about what's going to be unveiled and who's controlling the shots, I'm going to talk about who really is directing the traffic for humanity. I mean, I'm going to talk about it in class. So some of you that are ready to hear the truth, be there. If you're not ready to hear the truth, you can just go back to watching those videos and thinking spending your money, spending your time uncovering and doing research is actually going to make a difference in your life or make a difference in the outer world. The only thing that's going to make a difference is your action. That's the only thing that's ever going to make a difference, is the action that you take. And with a different understanding that you're going to get on Saturday, when you really start to understand who's calling the shots, when you really start to understand all these different teams are still trying to make money for Major League Baseball, as an analogy, this will start to make more sense. This world has been under the thumbs of a Saturnalian death cult for a very long time. A very, very long time. And I'm going to talk about it in depth Saturday.
Is this like JFK, RJ? It seemed like, people waited 50, 60 years for, and I don't know the exact amount, but for JFK information to come out. And is it all just a distraction for something else that's going on?
Oh, it's always a distraction. It's always a distraction. And because for whatever reason, we think we've accomplished something once we understand something mentally, or we can connect dots. We think something has actually been accomplished. What's been accomplished? What actually happened? Right? Are there any changes now that you know that all this is a complete charade and facade, and that you've been lied to endlessly, and you're going to continue to uncover that you're being lied to endlessly? Is this news to anybody? And what difference does that make in your life, that you've been lied to? What are you going to do about it? What are the actions that you're going to take? That's what this is about. We're going to continue to be distracted, right? The Epstein list, that's coming out any day now. Oh, no, wait, it doesn't really exist. Oh, no, wait, it was written by Obama and Clinton. I mean, what else has to be said or shown for people to just stop with all this stuff? Stop. And like I said, the spiritual community and the alternative community, they're either in on it, they're a useful idiot, or both, right? And as I said before, that this is the reason why I've been asked to do interviews. I haven't done one of them. I'm never going to do another interview again. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be party of any of that stuff at all. This just continued delusion, this continued passivity, this continued acceptance, and the idea of just trying to figure out just how much we've been lied to. I got an idea. Assume that everything you've ever been told about everything is an absolute lie, and it's time to start over by taking action, inspired action. This is the only thing that's ever going to make a difference in anyone's life. And that's what we're going to talk about on Saturday.
Okay, beautiful, RJ. And last thing is, you've always referred to like the news as the entertainment division. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because it seems like every year we always get some like new entertainment. I don't know if you remember the submarine ship that was at the bottom of the ocean, but that was like all over the place and everybody was worried about it last summer. Feels like we always get like a new series or a new show from them.
Yeah, I think it's politics are the entertainment division of the military industrial complex, right? So it's just endless distractions, that sometimes have a kernel of truth in there, but you're never getting to really who's calling the shots, why. You never get an understanding of the bigger picture. But again, it's to keep you distracted, to harness your attention. That's what this is about, because your attention is energy, and then you have no energy to take action. And because we've been conditioned to think that we've actually done something if we mentally understand something. And so we're taking pleasure in just mentally understanding just how fucked we have been for the last several thousand years. So we think we've actually done something because we've uncovered the fact that the corruption is almost incomprehensible. Well, just mentally understanding that things are corrupt isn't going to do a single thing. It's the actions that we take. And this is all part and parcel about being distracted. So you sit back passively. That's what that's about, to sit back passively, right? Sports, right? For males in general, right? For them to spend all of their energy, all of their life force and some tribalistic ritual and rooting for a sports team, so they have no life force or energy or determination to make the changes to topple corrupt civilizations, right? They spend too much of their energy rooting for a team. This is so dark and so insidious, and it's been going on for so long, and it continues to go on, and it will continue to go on until we start taking action.
All right, and you guys are just going to be covering all of this Saturday. It's going to be covering all these different topics. What is the Ascension PSYOP? Is 5D awakening actually the Great Reset? Why and how the alternative media / spiritual community keeps us passive, misinformed, disempowered? What is the Great Reset or Ascension that we've been told is happening? Is the Great Awakening just the Great Reset? He's also going to talk about AI and the uncovering of massive corruption paving the way for the New World Order. Is shifting into 5D consciousness just a psyop? Who really controls the direction of humanity, and what can we do about it? So, RJ, pretty heavy stuff on the ballot for this weekend. Now, why can't we talk about this stuff on YouTube, or why is it important that it's done in a private setting?
Why can't we talk about this on YouTube? Well, the channel will get taken down. I'm already shadow banned, so I can get more across by not talking about that on YouTube and doing it in my private class. And that way I can still get across what the algorithm will allow me to get across during my regular videos. So this is what private classes, my private courses are for. So I can teach and talk about whatever the hell I want to. And that's really what this is about. So, and again, I've talked about this before. If someone has lots and lots of followers and gaining speed rapidly, gaining popularity rapidly, and their videos are pushed out by the algorithm, have you asked yourself why? Why do they want you to see that? Why is this podcaster or this channel or this insider, why do they get so many views? What is that about? They seem like they're just offering up these great insights, but why would the algorithm support that? We need to really take a step back and really start to understand what's really going on here. If the algorithm is supporting it, if certain guests get massive amounts of views every time they're on there, why do you think that is? You think they're really breaking open the matrix or adding another layer to it? So in the private classes and my courses, I can talk about, speak about, and teach exactly what I want. YouTube is not the place for that.
Beautiful. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like on it. Be sure to jump in the class. It's going to be really great stuff that RJ is going to be going through. RJ, thank you so much for doing this work, because it's very important.
It's my pleasure, and I hope to see you all there in class on Saturday. I'll see you then.